in New York. In the summer of 1922, the tempo of the city approached hysteria.
Tears on the mausoleum floor, blood stains the Coliseum doors, lies on the lips of a priest, rolling in the Rolls Royce Corniche.
Stocks reached record peaks, and Wall Street boomed in a steady golden roar. The parties were bigger, the shows were broader, the buildings were higher. The morals were looser, and the ban on alcohol had backfired, making the liquor cheaper. Wall Street was luring the young and ambitious, and I was one of them.
The Great Gatsby is set in 1920s America, otherwise known as the Jazz Age. This name was coined by the Great Gatsby's author, F. Scott Fitzgerald. The decade was famous for its partying, drinking, and the rejection of traditional social norms. The scene before is not only true to New York but also to the nation as a whole. The 2013 movie adaptation of Fitzgerald's novel stays true to the book, the only large difference being in the movie that Nick Carraway is writing the story for his therapist, which is not mentioned in the novel. The 1920s were a period of great change for women in America. Most notably, the moral restrictions placed on women previously were reduced significantly, leading to the creation of flappers. Daisy in the novel is a perfect embodiment of flappers, with her short hair and outgoing personality. Along with less moral restrictions, women during the period enjoyed greater economic, educational, political opportunities than ever before. However, they were still treated significantly less than men, and their dream was supposed to be married and having children. Daisy comments on this early in the movie and book with this famous scene.
I asked the nurse if it was a boy or a girl, and she said it was a girl, and I wept. I'm glad it's a girl, and I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl in this world can be. A beautiful little fool.
Prohibition was an important failure for the setting of the decade. Prohibition led to widespread corruption, bootlegging, and increased drinking for the American public. Gatsby, like the famous gangster Al Capone, was able to attain a massive fortune by selling bootleg alcohol with the front of owning pharmacies to sell his product. The following scene in the movie shows a speakeasy where illegal alcohol was sold and corruption was rampant.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I have a measurement Manhattan.
Ah! My boy!
Maya.
Smells so good. Look at it.
Look at you, Mr. Carraway. This is my good friend, Mr. Maya Wolfshot.
A wonderful pleasure, Mr. Carraway.
My pleasure.
I know all about you.
I see.
Yes, Mr. Gatsby's always talking about you.
Really? Shall we?
Come. Join us for a little lunch.
Benjamin Franklin's field, folded just for the thrill. Go numb until I can't feel. All my pockets peel. Stock market just crash. Now I'm just a bill. History don't repeat itself, it rhymes. 1929 steel.
Tell Walter Chase. He keeps his mouth shut or he doesn't get a penny.
We'll talk about that later.
Eyeballs, Mr. Gatsby.
Eyeballs it is. All right. Take care of my friend.
Go on, Eddie.
Get gated decadence.
Look who's here.
Ill reverence.
See these fists? He's the next heavyweight champion. I can promise
Pay my
you.
respects to you, Bob.
AJ, you're under arrest.
You be careful now. You're turning into a real jazz hound, Commissioner.
$100 bill. Real.
That's the commissioner back there.
Gatsby.
Good to see you. Politicians all move money. What the hell are we calling them?
You be careful at those tables now, Senator.
I'll put a bet on for you, Jay.
Although the 1920s is seen as an era of economic prosperity for Americans, this was not the case for most people. In fact, only the rich of the rich could truly enjoy the period, as they were able to amass a vast fortune during the time, while poor Americans, like George Wilson, experienced troubled times. This inequality was not enough for some of the richest like Tom. Tom, who lived in old moneyed East Egg, hated the new rich bootleggers in West Egg, as he feels that only those who are born special should be rich.
The only respectable thing about you, old sport, is your money. Your money, that's it. I have just as much as you. That means we're equal.
Oh, no, no. We're different. I am, they are, she is. We're all different from you. You see, we were born different. It's in our blood.